Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Tequila. I am Tequila Mockingbird, and I will be spilling the tea about anything there is. And if you're new to these kinds of episodes, which you should be because this is the first episode, Tea Time with Tequila is when I do small reviews and recaps on things. And tonight's episode will be recapping on the first episode of Season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I hope you've all been so excited about seeing this season of RuPaul's Drag Race as I have been. Last season was a bit of a downer for me. I don't know if it was a downer for anyone else. The challenges didn't meet my expectations, and I don't feel like it was edited quite that well. But I feel like this season they have definitely improved it. First of all, one, the cast. So the contestants that they've chosen for this season of the RuPaul's Drag Race, they are amazing. For me, they seem to hit personality-wise this season, whereas the other seasons, they tend to go off of, like, what kind of queens they were, whether they were spooky, whether they were fashion, whether they were comedy, and they would go off of those types of aspects. But it seems like this season, they're focusing less on, like, the categories of different kinds of drag, and rather in the different perspectives that people use those kinds of drag. I mean, from the creative aspect of Acid Betty, who has like the worst attitude I have ever heard, and from the rumors that I've seen on the internet, it doesn't look like it's anything fake. It seems like she may be even worse in person, which I really hope that's not true. To the marvelous Bob the Drag Queen, rooting for him like the whole time, who has such a great comedy style and performs wonderfully. Kim Chi, the anime queen, definitely. I I have been floored with her. I've been following her on Instagram for about a year now, and she comes up with the most amazing crap I have ever seen. The Dax exclamation point. We've seen a Storm cosplay from you, and you call yourself the queen of all nerds. I'm sorry, I am a nerd myself, and you're not my queen. I'm sorry. You have great fashion sense, and you have some great outfits, but she is not my queen currently in the moment. She needs to walk the walk for me before I announce her that. Right now, Fifi O'Hara, if you've been following her on Instagram, those like, oh my god, the photo she's uploading, she is definitely my cosplay queen at the moment, and Dax has a lot to live up to if she wants to be like Fifi O'Hara. So they opened up the episode introducing each queen, which I feel like there were some really good openings, some really good entrance looks, although some of them really fell short, like that black feathered top one. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. Like, not to be rude, but it did not go together well at all. Acid Betty, who wore the cheap mirrored mask, I own one of those masks, and like literally you can buy them for like $5. And then spraying hairspray, saying that it's a huge acid trip. Naomi Smalls. I'm expecting some things from her. Not my kind of queen, but I do see some great potential for her to get some wins in with the competition. I'm not living for her yet in the competition, but I hope to see some great things in the future. Derek Barry. I've seen him on America's Got Talent, and I've seen him on a few other things. Not a huge fan of him. It's a great Britney impression, but when it comes to RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm hoping to see more from him and less Britney. I'm hoping that him being in this competition will help bring in some more versatility for him. Do I think he'll win? No. But right now, my front runners are Bob the Drag Queen, Kim Chi, and Acid Betty. They're so interesting. They're so creative. Bob's loud comedy. Kim Chi's like really loud aesthetic in itself. And I'm sorry, Kim Chi's just so adorable. Acid Betty, she is very artistic. She has a very avant-garde aesthetic to her, and I'd love to see where she takes that in this competition. Hope that maybe she's not that much of an a-hole as she's portraying herself in this season. So for this season, they decided to do a flashback to other episodes by bringing back queens from the past and having them do a photo shoot for their first challenge. I was so excited to see all the queens back and see how they've changed. Sharon Needle still serving her spookiness. She looked absolutely gorgeous. Raja, oh my god, that like jeweled jockstrap looking thing. Come on, jockstrap. That was shady with the Bianca thing. Having a clown. Literally, you could have just photoshopped her in after. Literally, mm-mm. Oh my god. Some of them really know how to work a camera, and some of them really know how to grab attention, and some of them just really slink behind. So I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room. Layla McQueen, Massachusetts queen, just like me. I have to support a Massachusetts queen, okay? She's not as polished as some of the other queens. During this first challenge, she was very withdrawn, very pushed into herself. She wasn't showing full potential. From what I've seen during shows, she's also not much of a talker either. She just goes out, does her thing, says a few words, and then she's done. That's what I've seen so far. I hope we get to see more from her on the show and that it comes across well. Acid Betty really pulled it together for that one. Kim Chi posed really well. I was loving it. I was loving it. Living for that first challenge, Bob the drag queen. Oh my god. I was living for Bob the drag queen. Like, she was just bringing out, like, the, oh my god, can you believe I was with these queens? Can you believe this queen is here? Oh my god, can you believe I'm with this photo right here? I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was so funny. Derek Barry, she did really well. She used that stage and she stood on that stool. And then some of the other queens just, the main challenge that they had were they brought in the queens from past seasons to reflect challenges that they had to do in past seasons. They had the curtain challenge where they had to make an outfit out of that, the dog challenge, the Christmas challenge. They had all these different kinds of challenges from past seasons. Whoever gave them that doggy table, they screwed them. All those ropes and dog treats, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Like, you're not gonna do anything with those kinds of things. You can't make a dress out of that. Bob Drag Queen, it's cute. It's cute. Naomi Smalls, I wasn't a fan of the wig. I'm sorry, the hairline. I'm not a fan of a part, like a hard part like that on a wig. Bo could have used more work. I think she could have done more for that challenge. Like, I'm sorry, nice fabric, but it looks draped. You could have done a ton more work compared to what everyone else had done. By far, she was not the worst compared to everyone else. Do I think the bottom look should have been those two? Um, um, No. Layla McQueen should not have been the bottom. She may have done minimal work, where she only did a vest, but that vest looked good, and what she did was heavily constructed well. However, with the other contestants, Robbie should have been in the bottom, lip syncing. That outfit had no structure that was flattering at all. And for someone who knows how to make outfits, you should not make the excuse, I forgot my patterns at home. I'm sorry. This is season 8. There are no excuses. So I don't care if you forgot your patterns. I don't care if you ran out of time. I don't care if you forgot how to sew or never learned how to sew. You should know what you should be needing for this challenge, and you should learn how to make your own patterns. I know how to make my own patterns. He should make his own pattern. Don't make the excuse that, oh, I forgot my pattern for a 50s dress. Learn how to make one before you come on the show. With the whole controversy over are they being too hard because of the fact that she didn't learn how to sew, I don't think they were too hard on her. Like, she should have learned how to sew. She knew she was going into a competition where there's going to be at least one create your own look challenge. Last year, I'll give it to you, they barely had any. And I'm sorry, that's partially why it was lacking. But this season, I can see them doing a lot more creative challenges with the creative people that they have on this season. And for them to come on the show being like, I'm sorry, this is the first time I've made a dress. Girl. Adore Delano didn't know how to sew, and she still glued tulle together and figured something out. She even asked the other contestants to help her out with it and to, like, teach her some things that she could quickly build something together that could at least stay together for one challenge. She did not have to make something that would have lasted forever. She could have made something that last that one challenge. Did I think the right person went home? Yeah, I think so. It's disappointing that we didn't get to see a lot of the stuff that she could have done, coming from a pageant queen, but she didn't stand out to me at all this episode. I'll give it to you. It was not that bad, but it was not flattering, and there was no work to it. She literally took, like, a blanket, threw it over herself like toga style, and pinned it, and then wrapped something around herself. I'm sorry. That could have been made in literally, what, 3 minutes? So far, my top three are Kimchi, Bob the Drag Queen, and Acid Betty. But if Acid Betty doesn't drop that attitude, Thorgy's going to be quickly taking her place, as from who I'm rooting for. But so far, I'm really excited for the season. Seems to be a lot of diversity, a lot of extreme attitudes, and I can't wait to see what becomes of it. If you love my video, don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll be making some more videos soon. There are going to be lots of different kinds of videos, from makeup tutorials to other reviews, as well as doing makeup on friends and strangers. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you want to follow me on any other social media, I have a Facebook as well as an Instagram, and I'll leave those links in the description box below. It's under a shot of Tequila Mockingbird. I look forward to hearing from all of you and hearing how you guys think my first episode went. So this is Tequila Mockingbird, and I hope to see you all in my next video.